What if you could have the latest iPhone for just a fraction of the price? How about the top-of-the-line iPhone for the price of a month of Netflix? Sounds great, right? Well, according to a Bloomberg report, this might happen sooner than you think. Let's dive in and take a look. Apple is reportedly working on a subscription service that will let you essentially lease the device and use it as long as you want. Now, I know what you're thinking. And yes, a monthly payment service for the iPhone already exists. The twist here is that unlike the iPhone upgrade program, where the cost of the iPhone is spread out over 12 to 24 months, this new subscription model isn't supposed to make you pay for the cost of the iPhone over an extended period of time. This service is cheaper. E-waste. Trust me, I was just as surprised as you are right now. Apple isn't exactly known for how cheap its prices are, so why the sudden change of heart? Well, there are two answers to this question. The first is what Apple is most likely going to tell us, and that is that they're doing this to protect the environment and reduce e-waste. This is the same reasoning Apple presented when they stopped including the fast-charging power brick with the phone, and why the new SIM ejector tool in the iPhone SE 3 is weird. It's all because of Apple's newfound love for the environment. To be fair, e-waste is a big deal, and a subscription service where devices are returned once users are done with them would help with tackling e-waste on an unprecedented scale. Apple decided that they were going to be carbon neutral as early as 2030, and this move is a big step in that direction.
To make every single Apple product carbon neutral by 2030. Even yours. We're working to make every iPhone, iPad, Watch, and Mac with 100% recycled or renewable materials.
As of right now, only about 30% of iPhones are traded back in, and this number goes down to 10% when we look at Androids. Phones getting traded back means Apple gets to recycle components, which in turn leads to a lower manufacturing cost and a higher profit at a lower price. This brings us to our second reason, which is some good old-fashioned money. Higher profits.
Revenue is very good business. It means that income does not stop for Apple. And this is likely going to increase revenue over time. Now, you've seen Peloton, they're trying this now.
According to Counterpoint Research, the average iPhone sale price is about $825. That means Apple is generating a bit over $800 from the typical iPhone customer every 3 years. Keep in mind that this is only if the typical iPhone customer chooses to get a new iPhone every 3 years. I know people that are still on the iPhone 7, so you might want to take this estimate with a grain of salt. Now, in the Bloomberg article, Mark Gurman did a rough breakdown of how much Apple could make using the new proposed subscription model. Let's take the new iPhone 13 lineup as an example. The iPhone 13 Pro and Pro Max cost around $799, $999, and $1,099 respectively. Using the same monthly subscription price points that the report used, which in case you're wondering are $35, $45, and $50 for each of the models, here's how much Apple would generate over 3 years from the monthly subscription compared with the upfront price. iPhone 13. $35 a month, $1,260 over 3 years instead of $799. iPhone 13 Pro, $45 a month, $1,620 instead of $999. iPhone 13 Pro Max, $50 a month, $1,800 instead of $1,099. See how much their profit margins improved? Factor in the steady stream of recyclable components they would get in addition to these increased sales profits, and you can see why a subscription model is actually a better option for Apple themselves. Better option for consumers. This doesn't mean that the subscription model is bad news for the consumer. In fact, I actually believe that this might be good news for both the consumer and Apple. Hear me out. Let's say that you change your iPhone after every 3 years. To do that, you have to spend $800. Now imagine that every year you get the latest iPhone, and instead of fishing out $2,400, you just have to pay somewhere around $1,200. That sounds like a steal to me. The latest and greatest iPhone always in your pocket for a small monthly payment doesn't sound too bad. You can just skip a few expensive lattes a month and that would cover the cost of your new phone. Apple Care. According to some sources, it is expected that this subscription will also come with some of Apple's other online services included. The entire package might include extra iCloud storage, an Apple TV subscription, and even Apple Care. These services will be available at a reduced price in addition to the actual phone and are expected to take Apple's profits even further up. Issues. Sounds great, right? New iPhone, cheaper too. Plus, you're helping out with the environment at the same time. So what's the catch? Well, first of all, this model completely removes the ownership part of well, owning a phone out of the equation, and at the same time opens up questions regarding privacy. What would happen if you don't pay the fee? Do they just take the phone away, or is there a fine? All these are questions that arise with the subscription model, but until more information comes out, there's sadly nothing anyone can say. In case you're worried about the high price with no actual ownership, you should keep in mind that it doesn't really matter. You just subscribe, and at a price lower than what it would cost you to buy the iPhone, you can use it essentially as your own. I think that's a great idea, and Apple could really hit a home run with this one. Expected pricing. Now, what is the expected pricing of these subscriptions? I would place my money on a number below $35 a month for the simplest plan and less than $50 a month for the most premium plan. These numbers might be even lower since Apple's profit margin really is just that high with these phones. The best deal, in my opinion, would be the one that comes with a suite of Apple services, most importantly Apple Care included. The rates for these would be discounted in addition to the already discounted prices of the phones, and it would overall be a great deal for the consumer.
And, depending on the price, a subscription might end up being cheaper than buying multiple Apple products.
The iPhone has historically been Apple's biggest moneymaker, so any move that improves the sales and the profit margins of the iPhone are a welcome change. Following Bloomberg's report, Apple shares climbed to a session high on Thursday and closed up 2.3% at $174.07. Apple has now posted 8 straight days of increases, its longest streak since November. I can't say definitively that this new service will be worth it since there has been absolutely no news about the expected price, but if the price turns out to be in the same ballpark as most people think it is, we might just see a turn in the tide when it comes to phone ownership. Expected arrival date. No one at Apple is talking about when the subscription service might arrive, although rumors are that we might just see it at Apple's next launch event. You might be thinking that it's too early for that, but actually, no. The idea for a subscription service for Apple isn't that foreign. Sanford C. Bernstein & Company analyst Tony Sacconaghi pitched the idea of hardware subscription in 2016. Many customers would struggle to think of a single possession they use more than their iPhone, he said. Moreover, the cost of the iPhone is a relative bargain versus other services for which consumers willingly pay.
If it turns out to be true, Apple wants to let you subscribe to its hardware products just like you would subscribe to iCloud, Apple Music, or Apple TV+.
Google has actually been using this for their corporate use-based Chromebooks, so if they can do it, not Apple. All in all, Apple just announced what might be the biggest news they've had since, well, they announced the iPhone. Apple is coming out with a subscription model for their new iPhones. For what is expected to be a monthly payment of $35, you will be leased the latest iPhone. This move is expected to reduce e-waste and help Apple skyrocket their profits. The report of this news helped Apple record their 8th day of consecutive rise in the stock market, and if all goes well, we might see this model being released for use in at least America at Apple's next launch event. Fingers crossed this will live up to the hype. Click a video on the screen for more content like this, and I'll see you there.